Most people think the most powerful person in the White House is the president. They are wrong. Throughout American history, there have been women who stood beside the most powerful men on earth, and quietly, sometimes not so quietly, changed everything. They rewrote laws. They ended wars. They fought for civil rights. They saved priceless pieces of American history. They battled addiction in public, so millions of Americans would not have to battle it alone. Some of them were more powerful than the presidents they stood beside. Some of them were the president, just without the title. These are not just wives of powerful men. These are powerful women in their own right, and their stories have been ignored for far too long. This is part 1 of our countdown of the top 10 most influential First Ladies in American history. Numbers 10 through 6, the women who shaped a nation. Welcome to Doodle History USA. Let's get into it. Number 10. Laura Bush. Most people think of Laura Bush as quiet and reserved. The librarian turned First Lady who stood quietly beside her husband during one of America's most turbulent periods. But here is what most people do not know. On September 11, 2001, while America was in chaos, Laura Bush was the first government official to address the American public on television. Not the vice president, not a general, not a cabinet member. Laura Bush. Calm, steady, reassuring. She spoke to a terrified nation and helped hold it together in its darkest hour. She also championed education around the world, particularly for women and girls in Afghanistan, a cause she continues to this day. She used her platform quietly but effectively, and on the most important day in recent American history, she was the voice America needed most. But wait, if she is number 10, you have to wonder just how powerful the women ahead of her truly were. Number 9. Michelle Obama. Let's be honest, Michelle Obama could have been a Supreme Court justice. She graduated from Princeton. She has a law degree from Harvard. She was a hospital executive, earning more than her husband before he became president. And then she became First Lady and changed what that role could look like forever. Her Let's Move campaign took on childhood obesity in America, getting schools to improve nutrition standards for millions of American children. Her Reach Higher initiative helped low-income students access higher education. Her Let Girls Learn program reached 62 million girls around the world who were not in school. But beyond the policy, Michelle Obama did something more important. She showed America a version of itself it had never seen before. A black woman, brilliant, confident, and powerful, standing in the White House not as a servant, but as its most visible resident. The impact of that image on millions of young Americans cannot be measured. And here is the part that makes this even more remarkable. Every poll taken during Barack Obama's presidency showed Michelle was more popular than her husband. The people loved her more. And honestly, can you blame them? Number 8. Nancy Reagan. Nancy Reagan's influence on the Reagan presidency was one of the worst kept secrets in Washington. Senior staff feared her. Cabinet members tried to avoid her disapproval. Aides who crossed her found themselves out of a job. She was not just the First Lady, she was the gatekeeper to the most powerful man on earth. Her Just Say No campaign against drug use became one of the most recognized public health messages in history. But her most consequential act came in 1987. When Ronald Reagan was showing signs of mental decline, Nancy quietly took control. She consulted astrologers to plan the president's schedule. She managed who had access to him. She helped shape major decisions. Some historians believe Nancy Reagan was effectively co-president during Reagan's second term. She also played a crucial role in convincing Reagan to meet with Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev, a meeting that many historians believe helped end the Cold War. The woman the press dismissed as a Hollywood actress may have helped prevent nuclear war. Let that sink in. And we are only at number 8. Number 7. Abigail Adams. Most people have no idea how extraordinary Abigail Adams was. In 1776, while her husband John Adams was helping write the documents that would define America, Abigail wrote him a letter. In it she said, "Remember the ladies, and be more generous and favorable to them than your ancestors. Do not put such unlimited power into the hands of the husbands." She was demanding women's rights in 1776, 144 years before women got the right to vote. John Adams did not listen, but history did. Abigail Adams managed the family farm while her husband was away for years. She raised their children alone. She handled the family finances. She wrote thousands of letters that give historians one of the most vivid accounts of Revolutionary-era America. She was later called Mrs. President by her critics because of how much influence she had over John Adams. She took that as a compliment. A woman born in 1744 who fought for women's equality before America even existed. She was about 200 years ahead of her time. Number 6. Hillary Clinton. Love her or hate her, and Americans seem to do both in equal measure. Hillary Clinton redefined what a first lady could be. When Bill Clinton was elected, he famously said Americans would get 2 for the price of 1. He was not joking. Hillary was immediately given the most important domestic policy assignment of the decade: healthcare reform. She worked for over a year on a comprehensive healthcare plan that would have covered all uninsured Americans. Congress killed it. But the ideas she fought for in 1993 became the foundation for the Affordable Care Act 17 years later. She also championed children's rights internationally, helping create the Children's Health Insurance Program that still covers millions of American children today. And then, after her time as First Lady, she became a senator, then Secretary of State, then the first woman ever nominated for president by a major American political party. Whatever you think of her politics, no First Lady in history has had more influence on American public life. She changed the role forever. But the woman at number 5 did something even more remarkable. And that is part 1 of our countdown of the most influential First Ladies in American history. Numbers 10 through 6. From Laura Bush, who calmed a terrified nation on September 11th, to Hillary Clinton, who looked at the role of First Lady and decided it was not nearly big enough. But trust me when I say the 5 women coming in, part 2, are even more extraordinary. One secretly ran America. One saved its most famous painting. One changed how medicine talks about cancer and addiction. Part 2 drops this Tuesday. Hit subscribe and the bell so you do not miss it. And drop a comment below. Tell me which First Lady from today's video surprised you the most. This is Doodle History USA. American history, drawn simply. The full story. not the half they taught you. See you Tuesday for part 2.